This is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and I'm bringing you my current planner setup for the month of May. So what planner am I currently in the month of May? I am in this. And this is a personal size Filofax Malden in the color Ochre. I also have a personal size Filofax Malden in the color Kingfisher Blue, and I have a personal size faux Filofax Malden in the color Red. But my current favorite is the one in Ochre. I think one of the things I like about the Ochre is it's a classic color, but it wears well. I've been really impressed with how this has been wearing. I've had this for a few years. So, my current planner setup. Everything is in here, and I am loving it. So, before we go inside, so it's thick, it's stuffed, because like I said, everything is in here. Okay, so going inside, I am currently using this as my wallet. So on the inside cover here, in the zipper pocket, I have some change, and then you see I have some money sticking out in that little flat pocket. In the card slots, I have some of my cards that I use the most frequently. And then in the side pocket, I have some extra filler paper, some sticky notes, and my washi card. And here is my dashboard / inspiration page. And I have a sticky note on there with the scripture written on it. And the scripture I currently have on my dashboard is Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." Love that scripture. I've always loved those verses. On the other side of my dashboard is our current family picture. And then over here is a picture of my husband and I from our wedding in 1997. And on the other side of that, I just have a journaling card. And then over here is a laminated sheet of a poem called Do the Next Thing. The author is unknown, but if you do a search on the internet for Do the Next Thing, you can find it. And I'll read that poem to you now, and that way you'll know which poem it is. It says this: "From an old English parsonage down by the sea, there came in the twilight a message to me. Its quaint Saxon legend, deeply engraven, hath, it seems to me, teaching from heaven. And on through the doors the quiet words ring, like a low inspiration, do the next thing. Many a questioning, many a fear, many a doubt hath its quieting here. Moment by moment let down from heaven, time, opportunity, and guidance are given. Fear not tomorrows, child of the King. Trust them with Jesus. Do the next thing. Do it immediately. Do it with prayer. Do it reliantly, casting all care. Do it with reverence, tracing his hand, who placed it before thee with earnest command. Stayed on omnipotence, safe neath his wing. Leave all results. Do the next thing. Looking for Jesus, ever serener, working or suffering be thy demeanor. In his dear presence, the rest of his calm, the light of his countenance be thy psalm. Strong in his faithfulness, praise and sing. Then as he beckons thee, do the next thing." Isn't that just a perfect poem to have in a planner? I think so. So also I have a top tab on top of this laminated sheet. I just made it with some washi tape. And the reason being is because if I go to that top tab and flip it over, it brings me straight to my grocery list. So on the back of that page, I just have some sticky paper here for some quick scratch paper notes to jot really fast. And then I have a grocery list over here. And this was actually a little quick store run I just made, so I can remove that because that's all off now. So and this is this trimmed down magnetic list paper. It says the shopping list at the top, and it's a running grocery list. And I have several sheets in here, and I just keep them clipped together with a Happy Planner magnetic bookmark. And then once you turn past those, we get to my first homemade divider, which is the divider for my homemaking section. So, like I said, this planner has my everything, including my home management binder. So, getting into my homemaking section, the first page is a page of my daily chores. And then I turn the page and we have my children's cleaning chores and my children's table chores. All right, and then we have a page of my deep cleaning and organization projects. And then after that, we have my master grocery list, and I have a little top flag on here. So my master grocery list, and the top flag is because if I grab that top flag and flip the page, it brings me directly to my menu for the week. And then after my menu for the week, I have a few pages of listed breakfast ideas. And then I have a few pages of listed lunch ideas. And then I have a few pages of listed supper ideas. And then after that, I just have a page that shows my Thanksgiving menu, and then on the other side, my New Year's menu. And then after that, I have a page with a little side tab on it, and it says recipe sections. So this is the table of contents to my recipes, which is the rest of my homemaking section. And so these pages are numbered. And my recipe sections in my table of contents here are quick go-tos, breads and breakfasts, main meals, sides, baking, and special. So yeah, just flip here to the middle or whatever into my recipe section, and it looks like this. Alright, so turning past the rest of my recipes, we come to my next divider, which is for my homeschool section. And I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mother to 4. My oldest child is an adult and graduated, and he was homeschooled all the way through. My 3 children still at home are also being homeschooled all the way through. I currently have 1 in grade 11, 1 in grade 9, and 1 in grade 7. So the first page in my homeschool section is a basic overview for year 11. And then the next 2 pages after that are basic overviews for years 9 and 7. And then after that, I have our current homeschool schedule. And then after that is our current homeschool course of study chart. And then following that is our current copywork assignments. And I homeschool my children via the Trivium method. And then after that, we have their reading list for the next 2 or 3 years. And then after that, we have a homeschool project page of a specific homeschool project we're working on. And then after that, I just have pages for each homeschool day of the week of those days' lessons. And then after that, I just have some note paper. Now, I've had people ask me, how do I print out for personal size? I just play with the margins in Microsoft Word. I don't remember exactly my settings, but if you look at my planners playlist, or you look at in the month of December, I have a video that's called something like Make Your 2019 Planner with Me, and I show how I do that on the computer screen. So you can take a look at that video. I show how I make my dashboard, how I made the dividers in here that you're seeing, and how I print out my pages and cut them out and everything. Okay, so we come to my next section, which is my budget section. And this cute page marker here, magnetic page marker, is from Walmart. And I just keep it on my budget divider because sometimes I need to put it in my budget section to clip some pages together. So that's why I keep that handy. The first page of my budget section is called my budget guide. And my budget guide lists which reoccurring expenses occur on which paycheck for each month. And it also has a list of our cash envelope system. I have a modified cash envelope system that works well for us. So it has a list of details on our cash envelopes and what they're for. And then after that, I just have several sheets of filler paper in here, no specific inserts or printouts. At the top of the page, I write down the date of the current check. I look at my budget guide, I list our current expenses, and I track our expenses there. So moving past all that, we come to my next section, which is my notebook. This is notes. So remember, my everything is in here, my whole notebook is in here as well. So the first page of my notes section is a table of contents. And all pages up to this polka dot tab I have sticking out on the top are numbered. And I will read you now my table of contents for those numbered pages, which says gift ideas, kids grocery week checklist, stock list, perpetual calendar, family information, codes, and tracking. And then I also have a tab in there that takes me directly to family information. All right, and then I have a little side flag sticking out in my notes section. Well, first, actually, let's go to the top polka dot tab. I go to the top polka dot tab, it brings me to my directory in my notes section. And my directory is directions, like hints and directions on how to get certain places. And it also has phone numbers and addresses for family and close friends. And then I go to a little side tab I have sticking out in notes, and it brings me to my brain dump, and I have several sheets of info in here. And then on the first blank sheet of paper in my brain dump, I have another magnetic bookmark from Walmart, and that just takes me to my first available blank page. And the rest of my notes section are some blank pages, blank filler paper for use anywhere in my planner. So that brings me to my last homemade divider, which is my planner section. Alright, and then of course my planner section, this is where we're going to find the planner portion. The first page in here is Planner Hints and Helps by Franklin Covey. And then after that I have a Franklin Covey Blooms page I did not fill out. But on the other side of the Blooms page is Year at a Glance for the years 2019 and 2020. So that's why I have that in there. And my month on 2 pages in here are Daytimer Garden Path, month on 2 pages in the Daytimer portable size. Daytimer portable size is the exact same size as Filofax personal size. So this month is May. Here's my May divider. And then here's my month on 2 pages. And yeah, you may have noticed I had to trace all the squares on this one. That's because in the Garden Path portable month on 2 pages for the month of May, the color differentiation that divides out the squares is so faint and hard to see that my eye wasn't finding the individual squares for each day on the month, so I had to trace it out with my black pen. So I just traced it out so that it's easier to see. All right, and then I'm going to turn to my Today bookmark. I am currently on Day on 2 pages. It's Franklin Covey Blooms, Day on 2 pages, and Franklin Covey's compact size. Now Franklin Covey's, compact size, the pages are wider than personal, but the holes still line up. And you can fit them in a Malden without trimming them down, but they're probably going to mess with your pen loop. What I do is I trim them down and repunch them and put them in so that they match the personal size of Filofax and the portable size of Daytimer. So here is Today, so here's page 1 of my Day on 2 pages. Then I have my Today bookmark, which is a Daytimer bookmark. And then I have my laminated routines and to-do page here that continues onto the other side. And here's my second page for today. So I'm going to turn you to tomorrow so you can see blank Day on 2 pages and see what it looks like. So you can see we have a place for our to-dos, we have a place for tracking, we have a place for schedules and or appointments, and then the whole second page is for notes or whatever you want to put in there. On the second page, I usually put down the meals planned for that day, my house cleaning chores, and then the children's assigned chores for that day. That way I have everything on these 2 pages and I don't always have to flip to my homemaking section. All right, now let's move past all of the planning pages. All right, so after all my planning pages, I have a Filofax page in here that I can't show you, and written on the top, I have written Future Planning 2020 Plus, and so I already have a few things written on here for 2020 Plus. All right, after that, I have several top loading pockets, and they're all currently empty. These are my cash envelopes. And they're all currently empty because these things are already paid out, and we're coming up to payday when some of these will be temporarily filled again until they're paid out again. So my current cash envelopes are groceries, Sunday lunch, skate and supper, we are a roller skating family, fun, birthdays and holidays, and extra. So not all of these get filled out with each paycheck, but we always for sure have groceries and then skating money. And then we usually take advantage on certain days or coupons or discounts, and we do try to skate at least twice a month, if possible 3 or 4 times a month. But yeah, When my children were younger, our main thing was hikes and going to parks. And then when they got a bit older, our main thing was YMCA, and we did lots and lots of swimming, and that went on for years. And now swimming is fun, but we've decided to move on to something else. So now our family active activity is roller skating. All right, so after those top-loading pockets, I have a Franklin Covey page lifter. And on it, you see I just have some labels, tabs, flags, dividers. And after that, we come to the back of my planner. So I have a notepad here, and this is Agenda 52 from Hobby Lobby. I got just some paper stuffed here on the side, including my checkbook and some bills that need to be paid, and then my typical favorite pen. My battery's about to die, but we just finished the planner tour, so have a blessed day.